Time for Tax Tip Tuesday. We are with Chris Porter from PorterKinney. Good morning. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. We are approaching deadline here, everyone. So let's talk about tax payment options. So you find out you owe some money. What do you do?
Well, the first piece of advice I have there is be sure to file your tax return.
Step one.
Yes, because as obvious as that might seem, sometimes people get close to the deadline, they realize they owe, say, $10,000, and they just decide to not file the tax return. And maybe the problem will go away.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't, unfortunately. If you don't file a tax return or an extension by next Tuesday, you're going to start having a failure to file penalty if you owe a balance on your tax return.
Okay.
And the failure to file penalty could be 10 times larger than the failure to pay penalty. So you want to make sure you file a tax return.
Right.
Number two, if you could pay the whole balance off by about mid-August, just do that. Just save up some money, avoid restaurants and casinos, save up your money, pay off by mid-August, you're done.
Okay.
If you can't, then you need to set up an installment agreement with the IRS. So go online, just Google IRS installment agreement, and come up with a monthly payment that you could pay, and just pay it off over time.
Okay. So, wow, there's a lot to think about that when it goes to that. So with these payment options or these installment options, I mean, are they pretty open to working with you when it comes to stuff like that?
They generally are. If the balance is reasonable, $10,000 would be a reasonable balance, and you're willing to pay it off within 6 years, normally the acceptance of the installment agreement is pretty automatic. So you can normally get that accepted and get it going. Of course, they're going to charge penalties and interest.
Right.
There's no secret there. It's not free. Like any debt, it's not free, but normally the acceptance is pretty streamlined.
Okay, so say that does happen to you this year and you're like, hey, I hope this doesn't happen next year. What steps can you take, throughout this year to avoid something like that happening again?
Great question. Yeah, talk to your CPA, come up with a situation, come up with a method to pay taxes evenly throughout the year. Maybe raising your withholding at work, maybe paying quarterly installments if you own a business. But yeah, don't get caught with a surprise again next year. Learn from the past.
Yes, learn from our mistakes, right?